Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lee Hazard. I am the co-founder of Immerse Nation. Immerse Nation is a virtual reality leisure operator providing premium VR experiences for individuals, families, and groups. My VR journey began 2 years ago, placing the headset over my head, and in those first 10 seconds, I knew this is where I wanted my career to be. And it wasn't just the gaming aspect, it was the plethora of applications across industries, markets, and sectors that blew me away. And as we're actually seeing this effect take place today, I know that I've made the right decision. So, my vision is to become a market leader in the out of home entertainment space, particularly in immersive entertainment. Our purpose outside the profit is to create engaging communities and cultures. And if I look at the common denominator in my career, it was always around passion to build community and cultures, because I believe that is the basis of success for any organization, as well as emerging technologies such as VR. On our journeys, we thought we were solving one problem, but we actually realized we were solving two. The first being virtual reality itself. The VR market is going to have a 10x growth over the next 4 years, going from a $4 billion to a $40 billion industry. Now, that's an exciting prospect for entrepreneurs like myself and investors alike. However, there are some slight barriers that VR needs to overcome. The first is its identity, which seems to be in a bit of crisis. If you ask the average Joe, what is VR? Many couldn't tell you. And there's a saying in the industry that you don't really know VR until you actually try it. This problem is further compounded by the limited accessibility. There's not many outlets on the high street for you to try VR, and many of the major companies invested in VR did this in its initial resurgence, but seemed to have fizzled out, along with any potential for critical mass. The third problem is its price point. To have a home system for VR, you'll need to spend $2,000, which is a big ask for such a nascent technology that has limited accessibility that people don't really understand. You've got some problems there. Second problem that we came across was retail. In the advent of online shopping, it's obviously had an adverse impact on the high street, with a quarter of all US malls potentially closing in 5 years, and the UK high street facing its biggest slump in foot traffic since 2013. Retail has a big problem. There's a general consensus that shopping experiences have become outdated and haven't really reflected consumer changes. A recent report by Into showed that 41% of shoppers viewed that time as a day out rather than just a place to go and purchase a product. Of that 41%, 10% wanted immersive experiences like VR. And so we believe that our solution sits at this nice intersection between these two problems. Our virtual reality entertainment centers will address the accessibility issue. This will see us housed in prime locations with qualified high foot traffic in shopping malls and high streets. People will be able to understand VR as they try a range of different VR experiences across our installation and simulators. And the price point, it will be a fraction of what you'd pay for a home system, so that you can actually try it without having to commit so much money towards your own. It also helps on the retail side, where these experiential offers are driving footfall, increasing dwell time, and ancillary revenues. Here's a view of some of the products that we offer. These are imported from China and then repurposed with relevant content, operating systems and configurations that are suited towards that locale. 80% of our products, we have exclusive agent rights, which means we build great strategic MOATs against our competitors. Our experiences tend to last from anything from 3 minutes to an hour, depending on the user's entertainment taste. And we focus mainly on multiplayer experiences because we believe that VR isn't the silver bullet towards this issue. It's the social wraparound experience that you create around community, culture, and events that really drive VR and potentially create this great land grab opportunity. We operate two business models: an admissions on a traditional pay-for-play basis, in which you pay a fee and you obtain a certain amount of time. Once we ramp this up and we are increasing our repeat visitors, we would then offer monthly memberships, which we see as a successful model across other VR arcades, particularly in the US. The second model is a monthly managed service where we provide the equipment and arenas to other existing businesses, and they pay a monthly fee for us to manage their content and licensing, tech support and marketing and fit out if needed. So we've already launched our first contract with More Solutions Europe, which saw a virtual reality tour across their 8 shopping mall locations. This has proved a success already in its 3 weeks, as each location sees 250 to 500 visitors towards our VR product every day. By the end of the summer, over 10,000 people would have visited and tried our VR experience. Off the basis of the success so far, More Solution have offered us 5 locations with heavily subsidized rent and favorable revenue share models. We've also finalized an offer from Landsec, which will offer us 3 locations. Landsec happen to be the UK's largest commercial property development company, and they've given us some really prime locations to create experiential offerings in their centres. Phase 2 sees us move into the business model 2 with Flip Out, which is an existing trampoline park and one of the largest with 40 locations across the world. This offers potential to create an annual revenue of $3 million from the managed services. And Into is another large shopping mall operator that has over 46 locations and wanting to pilot a dedicated centre with Immerse Nation. Phase 3 sees us move more into the flagship stores and the very large scale operations. So we've already had meetings with the O2 and Westfields to create large scale VR experiences ranging from 3,000 square meters to 8,000 square meters respectively, creating essentially some of the largest VR attractions in the world. Here's one of our products that are on the VR tour at the moment at one of the shopping mall locations, clearly having fun. As we look at the market, we can see that the location-based entertainment market is going to quadruple over the next few years. Of all of VR's global revenues, 40% account from location-based entertainment. So we're very confident that we're in a very strong market, and we believe that this is the right approach going forward. When we look at the total addressable market, as we look at the 40 billion that VR's going to be valued at against the addressable market of the gaming sector, we see an intersection of an addressable market in the VR and the retail space at 6.6 billion. Our competitors come in a range of sizes, Emotion being our closest competitor, a UK-based company with 5 outlets here in the UK, 2 in the States, offering sim-based experiences. The Void, which has had a lot of publicity and press with the Star Wars experience, and they have 5 locations across the world. Hologate, which is a multiplayer roam-free experience, which has over 100 locations and scaling very well. Exit Reality offer more of a traditional VR setup and based in a handful of shopping malls and gravity trampoline parks in the States. We see our USP in twofold. One being having an active, engaging community. Most of our competitors are just offering experiences where people come in and then they go. We want to build engaging communities and cultures where we have esports competitions, multi-location tournaments, corporate events, activities and parties that really complement the service. And as I mentioned before, it's the social experience that you wrap around these products that are going to give the market leader their edge, and we believe that's us. The second part of our USP is our bespoke hardware simulators and content that we will develop in year 2. We believe that this will create a really great MOAT and some escape velocity in which we've had insights from our existing locations on the best sims to build. In phase 1, we want to create escape velocity with multi-locations around 150 to 1,300 square meters. Phase 2 sees us build our own proprietary products, which we will roll out to our existing locations, but also license to other VR vendors. Phase 3 sees us move into the flagship store arena, creating large-scale experiences. By then, we would have tried and tested our proprietary hardware and software and rolled out licenses globally. Here's a vision and concept of some of the products that we'd look to develop over the coming years. We see us achieving a realistic figure of 1 million in revenue in the first year based on 3 locations that More Solutions have offered us. For that will help us onboard core management team as well as service staff, fit out an inventory. To get this all off the ground, we're seeking $700,000 as a seed investment for a 20% stake in the business. This finances our first few contracts with More Solution. We look at companies like Bandai Namco and Intel as potential acquisitions. As these companies are building great products, they need scale, they need multi-locations, and we feel that there's potentially a good marry of our locations, our understanding experience within the market as they look to scale up their products. We have a great team to lead this vision going forward. Myself, being an entrepreneur for 12 years now across the music, tech, and education space. John, who has 25 years experience in the gaming and film industry. John was the president of IDOS, which was the largest video games publisher back in 2000, has experience of floating companies, building great teams, and a great network in the gaming and film industry. Marcus Yang, who has 25 years in corporate finance from startups, helping with IPOs. It's safe to say that the money is in very good hands. Going forward, I would love to have another discussion with those that this is of interest to. VR is an exciting space. I hope you can see that this is a great investment as well as a cool and fun company to be part of. Look forward to your response. Thank you.